Well, hello there. I wasn't expecting a visitor today. No, calm down. I've not come to harm you or throw you back out. No, I expect you came here with purpose. Seeking lore yourself, mayhaps. Well, I suppose you've come to the right place. Have a seat by the fire. Make yourself comfortable. You're safe here. For the most part. I realize my visage is enough to put most on edge, but I once again assure you I've no intention of bringing harm to anyone that's come seeking knowledge. That's why I've built this place, you see. To store all the wondrous stories your kind has created. It's a thing of beauty, really, this world. You and those like you are so akin to deities, more so than you ever realize, and all you have to do for your incredible acts of creation? Put pen to paper, and suddenly entire worlds are born, endless possibilities. How could one such as I not desire to collect and protect such marvels? Oh, don't give me such a doubtful look. Is this a face of a man that would lie? On second thought, don't answer that. Though, I suppose a bit of proof is in order about the power you mortals have with stories. While I enjoy a great many, naturally I have a certain love for the nightmares your kind conjures. So here, sit back, relaxed. Perhaps I'll have someone bring up a mulled wine to help warm those bones of yours. And I shall set the scene and show you the power of the tales your kind tell. In Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, in District 1, lies the Ho Chi Minh City Fine Arts Museum. It has faced its fair share of obstacles, such as inadequate state funding, insufficient staff training and professional expertise, the improper storage of objects, as well as issues with archiving their documents. In other words, the same trials and tribulations as most any other museum in the world. Despite this, the museum is the major art museum in Vietnam, second only to the Vietnam National Museum of Fine Arts, located in Hanoi. 3 buildings, each with 3 floors, house Vietnamese artwork from scriptures to oil, silk, lacquer, and woodcut paintings, and even hold archaeological exhibits on the upper floors. They also allegedly hold another piece of history within their main building. While you're exploring the culture and art of the country within these walls, you might see the shape of a woman in a reflection, walking the corridors just to see nothing there as you turn. Listen closely, and you may even hear her mournful cries from the upper floors, moving as this apparition paces in her grief and loneliness. This is the legend of Hui Tao Lan, the daughter of Hui Bon Hua. As you might have surmised by this point, the Asian dialect is not one I'm overly familiar with, at least when it comes to speaking, especially Chinese and Vietnamese, so my sincerest apologies should I mispronounce any of these names. To tell the story of Lan, we must first look at the history of her father, Hui Bon Hua, also referred to as Uncle Hua by the local Vietnamese people. The reason for this most popular nickname of his has been lost to history. But the rise of Uncle Hua is in itself a legend, a literal rags-to-riches story. Uncle Hua was originally from Xiamen of the Fujian province in China. Emigrating to what was once Saigon, now Ho Chi Minh City, he had nothing to his name, starting his new life as a cardboard collector. Here's where legends tend to blur. In one story, Uncle Hua struck gold quite literally by finding gold in a sofa and thus started his rise to wealth. In another, he found an ancient artifact while collecting cardboard and started his business by selling and trading such items. In a more credible source, author Tim Doling states in his history book Exploring Saigon Cholon that Uncle Hua came to Saigon in the late 19th century and began working for the Agliostro Company. Working with this business guru, Antoine Agliostro, Uncle Hua obtained French nationality in 1887 and began a pawn business. It was a major success, and then he ventured into real estate and built his fortune more. The actual rise is contested to this day, and not even his family are sure how he managed to go from so little to so much in so short a time. At his height, he owned anywhere from 20,000 to 30,000 properties in and around Vietnam. Accounts vary. Some of the most famous buildings he owned were the Hotel Majestic, what is now Ho Chi Minh City Fine Arts Museum, and the entirety of the Pho Duc Xin Street. Before it became the Ho Chi Minh City Fine Arts Museum, it was his mansion where he lived with his family. Many sons and, allegedly, a daughter named Lan. Lan was said to be a beautiful girl, but at the age of 16 she had vanished. Uncle Hua claimed that she passed from an illness and held a small funeral for her. Grave robbers waited, knowing of his wealth and certain he would have buried his beloved daughter with precious jewelry, went and opened her grave, only to be surprised that it was empty. No wealth, no valuables, and most importantly, no body. You see, during the 1920s, a wave of leprosy hit Saigon, ruining the lives of countless people. According to legend, Lan contracted the incurable disease and was sealed away in the attic of the manor. Fed through a slot at the bottom of the door, Lan's only contact was with the servants that would quickly slide food to her before leaving. It was a lonely, miserable existence for the poor girl. From there, legends once again diverged regarding the matter of her death. Some say she finally succumbed to the leprosy and wasted away alone. Others state that the loneliness was too much to bear and she wound up taking her own life, hanging herself with a bedsheet. Regardless of how she passed, it was said that Uncle Hua could not stand to bury his beloved daughter, and instead placed her in a stone coffin that was kept in the room, where it was said that her crying could be heard every night. On the 1-year anniversary of her death, Uncle Hua bought a white dress, a doll, and had a maid take them as well as a plate of rice up to the coffin where it sat in tribute. When the maid returned to collect the rice, she was startled to see that half of it was missing, apparently eaten. Overcome with curiosity and a hint of dread, the maid knelt to peer through the slit at the bottom of the door where once food was delivered to the ill Lan. What she saw stole her breath and left an icy chill down her spine. For there was Lan, sitting up in the coffin, wearing the white dress and playing with the doll. She ran, shrieking, "My lady is back!" Horrified by the tale, Uncle Hua finally buried his daughter in secret. Her spirit, and the sound of her cries, can still be heard to this day within the museum. The legend of Hua's daughter is still told to this day, much to the amusement of his family. A film was even made regarding the legend in 1972, called The Ghost of the Hui Family. Originally, it was called The Ghost of Uncle Hua's Family, however, his descendants sued the studio to have the name changed. They still gave permission for the film to record their private cemetery for their final scene, amusingly enough. I suppose they just want to feed even more into the legend of Uncle Hua. To this day, ghost hunters still visit both the assumed original burial of the empty coffin as well as what they can of the museum, though most of the area is locked away and they are not allowed access. As you may have surmised from the story, most of what I've told you is mere legend and speculation. There are no records of dear Uncle Hua having a daughter, for one. His family and descendants deny the legend, though they don't seem to take much offense to it, even seem to be amused that some people still tell the tale. But that does beg the question, and also lends credence to my opening statement. If she never existed, then why do so many people have encounters with her spirit? Is the story that was written by your kind enough to have caused her to come to being? Or perhaps there's some other explanation, but I'll leave that for you to decide. So the next time you gaze upon the night sky and you see a star that you do not recognize, stop and ask yourself, did I or another create that? And if we did, can we keep it burning bright? Or will it fade and die out like so many new worlds? But I've rabbited on long enough. I'm sure you're tired from your journey and from listening to me. Feel free to rest here. I'm sure we can find a room suitable for you. Do rest well, and should you get nightmares, well, I'll not apologize. That just means I did my job well. Until next time, Lore Seeker. So here, sit back, relax. Perhaps also have someone bring up a mulled wine. Okay, I butchered that. 3 buildings, each with 3 floors, house Vietnamese artwork from scriptures to oil, silk, lacquer, and woodcut paintings. And even hold archaeological exhibit. Yeah. Uncle Hoa was originally from Xiamen of the Fujian province to China. Well, that was not how you said any of those words. Uncle Hoa claimed that she was passed away from... Oh, God damn it. The main dealt... Oh, fucking Christ. That's not even a word. Come on now. They still gave permission for the film to record their private cemetery. Okay, too much of a pause. There are no records of Dingle... There are no records of deer. Deer is the word. Deer, not deal. But that begs the question, and also lead...